It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
The big thing that everybody's really kind of upset about is this Lara Croft ending early situation. So the Lara Croft event ended like 3 hours early. Lara Croft event ended early, and there is a lot of people that are really upset about it. The archaeologist picks converted early, so people couldn't. All of a sudden they couldn't go and spend their last little bit of archaeologist tools to get more Lara Croft soul stones. The medals converted. A lot of people had buffs, like they had buffs on the Temple Guardians, and it was deleted before the event ended. So there was a window that the Temple Guardians were still active, yet nobody had any medals. You couldn't buy any buffs. So if you've been following any of the guides, and huge shout out to everybody that put in the effort, finding new teams and sharing teams around as they were discovered. As it kind of got into the late part of the weekend over the last 2 days, I kind of, I don't really play video games on the weekend too much. I usually save that for friends and family kind of stuff. So I definitely did not keep the blog as updated as I should have. But to be fair, the difference between like 90 to 80 buffs or 90 to 75 buffs or whatever, most of us it wasn't going to matter too much. But many people were waiting until the very last second. Many people were waiting as long as they could, rightly so. You should wait as long as you can until you have the most information possible. But to me, personally, there is a point, and that point is different for everybody. Now, this is not me making an excuse for Nexters, because they screwed up the Sears game. They screwed up the Sears game last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever it was. Whenever the Sears game happened, they ended that early. They took away all the currency for the Sears game early. And a lot of people paid a lot of money for that Sears currency to keep going to try to get the two totem. You guys remember there was 2 totem fragments during the Sears, during the Chaba's Ascension event, right? Two totem fragments to get after. So they ended that event early. And now with this Lara Croft thing, they made it so some people couldn't get the red gift of the Dominion, the orange gift of the Dominion, the totem. They made it so that you couldn't get, the last handful of Lara Croft soul stones. It was like 8 p.m., 7 p.m. on a Sunday, which is when many people are still awake and still playing. This isn't like it was like 3 a.m. Something like 30% of the entire player base is in North America. So easily a third of the player base, if not more, because people are playing at all hours of the night, even if you don't live in North America. But a third of the player base, it was basically prime time for gaming on the weekend, right? And it was ended early, and it's made it even worse because it's a limited time only. It was a limited time only event, which may or may not happen again. So to me, back to what I was saying, to me that there's a threshold of where you need to call it and be like, okay, this is enough, right? The Lara Croft boss fights on the blog, and by the way, I think I crossed 200,000. I'm not sure how many views I got. Yeah, over 200,000 people used my blog post, and I made a lot of money. I made a lot of money on these dumb videos. There's a point that you're like, okay, this is good enough. Like these teams are good enough. And 95 for 270, that sucked. 135 for 280, but then like 35 and 85. I think that there ended up being a 35 for the 300 as well. Like, to me, you get to about day 5-ish, day 6-ish, and you're like, okay, you know what? This is good enough. I can definitely go ahead and do those boss fights. And, that threshold, that line is different for everybody, right? Where that line is, how long you have to wait is different for everybody. So what do you do? Converting items too early is happening with several events. It's like they're using the wrong time or time zone. So I brought this up. I brought this up very specifically to them. I was like, what is going on? I was like, this is unbelievable. How hard is it to code this stuff? Community manager says, hey, everyone, this was not planned. The developers are investigating, considering ways to resolve this issue. Resolve the issue. Yeah, resolve the issue. There was a lot of, let's see, here we go. I think it was CM Tony spent some time in the CM Tony spent some time in the chat. We want to sincerely apologize for the unexpected issue that occurred here. I'm gonna pull this up here. Two community managers credit. And by the way, the community managers, these people, it's not the community manager's fault. It's not their fault. It's like yelling at the server because your steak is wrong. The server didn't get your steak wrong unless if they put it in wrong. But usually it's not the community manager's fault. Anyway, when resources were exchanged prematurely before the event had officially concluded, we understand that this situation disrupted your gameplay experience and may have caused frustration. We are aware that the problem has reappeared after a similar incident in the Sears game. Please rest assured that our development team is actively investigating the root cause and implementing additional safeguards to ensure that this does not happen again in the future events. So we don't really care about future events. Like we do care about future events. Like they need to figure this out. But we also care about the complete lack of opportunity to finish the event, like the full duration of the event. I've done everything I could on my side. The final decision is up to the developers. Continuing, Tony has a bunch of conversations with people in the news discussion channel. I've highlighted the situation, and the developers also have statistics on the support tickets received. The developers are aware that, unfortunately, this is not the first time such a bug has occurred. Naturally, this does not go unnoticed by upper management either. So conclusions are being drawn, and the primary focus is on minimizing bugs. Fewer bugs mean fewer reasons for compensation. I believe this is the root cause of the problem that needs to be addressed. Yeah. And then somebody confronted him about, how he's relaying information. Again, we have to understand that the community managers aren't given carte blanche. They're not given a blank check to say whatever they want. Okay. The community managers are there to interface with us, the community, right? They are a part of the Facebook posts, comment section. They're part of the Discord. There's an Instagram person. I think that they have a Snapchat. Maybe they have a X page. I don't know what all social medias they have. You should probably know that as a big a content creator as I am. But it's not Tony. It's not community manager Tony that is causing this issue, and people getting mad at him for not, or them, whatever, for not sharing, as much information as possible. So I heard from someone's interaction with support that devs will work on adjusting some of the bans soon on a case-by-case basis. That's a different conversation. I give the answers that I'm able to give. Unfortunately, I cannot always support the conversation from the position of my own opinion, although sometimes I really want to, right? Tony, as an employee of Nexters, of Hero Wars, of GDev, or whatever, right? You have to have a certain face. This is why I'll never work for Hero Wars. This is why I've refused them multiple times. Is I don't want to be beholden to their rules. Okay, whenever you take on a sponsor, you have to have certain expectations that you meet, like so many videos per week, so many videos per month, all that kind of stuff. And if you don't meet the numbers, then you don't meet the numbers, right? It is what it is. At the moment, I will repeat, the position is as follows. The developers are aware of the problem and acknowledge it. They apologize and commit to doing their best to avoid similar situations in the future. And then back to the ban. So, it's a weird thing that this happened when it did, and it's weird that it's reoccurring. It doesn't seem like the Sears gift event, the Chaba's Ascension event, and the Lara Croft event, it doesn't seem like it was a copy and paste. So why, somebody that's better at coding, somebody that's smarter at this than me, maybe can chime in the comments. But it just seems like the problem was too similar, but the events themselves weren't. I don't even know. Rest in pieces. No, we haven't looked at the quiz yet at all. So I don't know. Maybe we get some kind of compensation. We're still waiting for. I guess we're not technically. I mean, they compensated us for the Goose Facebook payment debacle with 400 Sears coins, which they then took away if you didn't spend them, which is hilarious to think about. They compensated us and then they took the coins away if you didn't spend them fast enough. That's so funny. What kind of compensation do we get out of this? Like, what could they give us? Like 50 Lara Croft Soul Stones? Happened with Great Storm currency getting converted early. Oh, the Great Storm happened early too. The Great Storm converted their stuff early too. When they changed the clocks for the nightly reset in America from 1 to 10, it tossed the timers off. Tommy, because on Facebook the time was different. Because on Facebook it was 3 hours. So wait, were only Facebook players affected by this Lara Croft thing? Could that be it? Did any web players get negatively impacted by the Lara Croft thing and the Sears game thing? It was web. Okay. When the game resets at 10 p.m. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a smart man, right? Happened on web. All right. So it wasn't just Facebook. I had over 100 picks and got 9 Lara Stones. Wow. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do about it. Do they give us Lara Croft Soul Stones? Do they give us ancient coins? You know, do they give players a totem fragment that had enough metal to get to the level 300 boss? I don't even know what they do here. I don't know what they do here. Friday the TOE ends an hour early. Interesting. Yeah.